Boruto, Chapter 73, A Special Mission. This is your handsome King Nerdy Bear, and I'll be doing a voice-over reaction of Chapter 73 in the Boruto manga series. So we got this lovely cover of Sarada in green. Wow, she looks really good in green. You turn the page. At the Hokage headquarters. What could it be? And then we have Sarada, Mitsuki, and Boruto walking through the hallway on their way to the Hokage office. Sarada says, "A mission only our team can carry out? We've been out of action for so long, this is quite sudden." And it looks like it's either Mitsuki or Boruto. It must be something big. Oh, okay, so it looks like Mitsuki answered that. Mitsuki answers with, "It must be something big." Boruto replies, "Maybe. It's as simple as Uncle Shikamaru finally realizing that we're the most brilliant team in the whole village." The door opens. Cluck. Mitsuki answers, "Kawaki will be with us, so it'll be the launch of the new Team 7 this time." And so Boruto and Mitsuki look into the room. So in this next panel, we have a 3-shot here of Kawaki dead center, and then Sumari is on the left side, looking directly, having eye contact with Boruto, and then we have Shikamaru. And then there's a caption on a panel with Boruto that says, "Speaking of which, this is the first time I've seen him since I came back to life. Kawaki," Boruto says. And then Kawaki replies with, "Yo, can't believe you revived yourself. Talk about a shock." Boruto replies, "Yeah, sorry for all the fuss, but as you can see, I'm perfectly fine now." And Sumari just still makes eye contact. She still makes her eye contact, and then we go to page 4. Looks like there's a flashback here. So we have Kawaki. There's a caption that says, "You're not gonna condemn me for killing Boruto?" Looks like Kawaki is asking this directly to Sumari. Oh wow, that's a nice flashback there. So Sumari has some kind of stare, glare type of thing, just witnessing what's going on. Looks like she's directly looking at Kawaki, mainly on the back of his head, on the profile side of his head. And then finally Sumari finally answers, "You definitely look well, Boruto. I'm so relieved." Boruto replies, "Class rep." I don't know why you could just call her Sumari. Just whatever. Anyway, "Class rep. Sorry to have worried you." And then Sarada replies with, "Long time no see." And then Kawaki just looks directly at, looks like at Boruto and Sarada. Looks like it's like an over-the-shoulder shot. You see Sumari facing Boruto and Sarada, and then just Kawaki just looks. It's actually almost like a creepy glare, quite honestly. And then we have Komoharu. He says, "Okay guys, enough fun for the day. Sorry for the sudden summons, but let me jump right to the heart of it." Oh, I just realized that it was Shikamaru that said that. Okay, so with Komoharu, he says, "Okay guys, enough fun for the day. Sorry for the sudden summons, but..." And then Shikamaru transitions to, "Let me jump right to the heart of it." So now you have a bottom panel of all 5 of them. From right side to left, Kawaki, Sumari, Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki. And so now you have Shikamaru that now starts to reveal what this is all about. So he starts off with, Konoha Village is dealing with various issues right now. Well, that's true for any village all the time, but Konoha's been subject to especially perilous situations lately. First, Boruto. And he looks directly at Boruto in this panel, and then Boruto just answers, huh? So then Shikamaru says, for quite a while now, we've had no idea when Momoshiki might take over your consciousness and run amok yet. Not only have we found any concrete solutions, your physical body has now become completely Otosuki. And then Boruto just looks and says, I'm not liking the sound of this. And then Shikamaru says, next you, Kawaki. He looks directly at Kawaki. Go to page 7. Kawaki looks back, and we also have Sumari over the shoulder, eye line there with Kawaki. Shikamaru says, not that you were ever docile, but now that you got your karma back, plus Ishiki's abilities, you're an entity that we can no longer control at all. Kawaki just glares. And then Shikamaru answers, even if, unlike Boruto, there's no risk of Ishiki actually possessing you anymore, from the standpoint that we can't keep that power in check, frankly, as the ones responsible for maintaining the peace and order of this village, we have to treat you as a threat. And Sumari just stares. Looks like she's looking directly at Kawaki, and then we get a panel of Mitsuki and Boruto. And then Kawaki answers with, hey, why don't you just come out and say it? Then I think this is Sarda speaking. Let's not get defensive. What Master Shikamaru is saying is the plain truth. It's the current state of Konoha. He's just making sure that we know that. Kawaki just stares, and then Shikamaru says, that's right. I feel bad having to put it so bluntly. Konoha is currently burying these 2 giant bombs right now, so I wanted to start off with all of you fully aware of this. Sarada and Mitsuki on one panel, and then Boruto is in his own panel, just staring, and then Shikamaru continues, there's more. Amato called not too long ago. We didn't know his fate after Code abducted him, but it seems he's okay. And Kawaki replies with, he survived? Huh. Persistent bastard. Shikamaru replies with, we still don't know exactly how he got out of danger, but in the process, it seems he rescinded the limiters suppressing Code's power. And Sarada just looks intensely with exclamations in the bubble dialogue box. And then Boruto responds, damn it! What is wrong with that old man? Then Shikamaru replies, I'm sure it was unavoidable. In any case, with his full power restored, I hear Code's strength exceeds even Jigen's, whom it took both Naruto and Sasuke together to drive back. Then Sumari replies, no way! Shikamaru says, then again, it should still be less than Otosuki Ishiki's. So, while he's definitely a formidable foe, we should be able to deal with him. Go to page 10. Boruto replies, don't tell me our mission is for us to take down Code using Boruto and Kawaki's Otosuki powers. Oh, I just realized that Sarada actually said that. So, from the panel, right and left, Boruto replies with... Oh, actually, this is all Sarada. Never mind, it's all Sarada. Looks like it's all Sarada telling this. Sarada replies in this 3-shot panel here that also consists of Boruto, Mitsuki, and herself, Sarada. Don't tell me our mission is to take down Code using Boruto and Kawaki's Otosuki powers. Shikamaru answers no. That's not it. then we have these intense stares and glares from Boruto, Sarada, and especially Kawaki. Shikamaru gives more exposition here. He says, yesterday, when Code attacked us in Lab 3, a certain woman showed up. Sarada replies with, a woman? Shikamaru answers, her name is Ida. Some of you may have already heard, but her ability instantly enchants everyone in her presence and renders them powerless. Then Mitsuki just says, Ida. Boruto and Kawaki have their own one-shot panels, just glaring and staring. Shikamaru says, even I couldn't do a thing. It was the first time for me. Delta and I could have dealt with just Code, but then how are we supposed to stand against someone like that? Said Mitsuki. We're on page 12 at this point. Shikamaru says, we only learned this afterward, but there's a hole in her ability. Apparently, Otsutsuki are immune to its effect. Sarada replies, you mean? And then we have more dialogue. At the present, Boruto and Kawaki, these two bomb brats, Konoha's harboring, that's good, Shikamaru, are our one and only battle asset against Ida's ability. So Boruto and Kawaki have their own individual panels just looking upon. Sumari is just also looking at all of this, just listening. And then Sarada is replying, so our mission is to take Ida down? And it looks like Shikamaru is a bit annoyed here. And he replies with, nope, that's not it either. Then Boruto and Sarada have their own two-shot panel. Sarada answers with, huh? And then bottom panel, a large bottom panel, we see a train. And then in their own individual room here, we have Ida and Damon on a couch, looks like a couch bed, and then we have Amato in his own chair, just looking outside. And then Ida looks like she's using her Shinragan ability, because the shape of her eye, it is different now. And then you see the little kid Damon literally just picking his nose. And then Ida just says, I wonder what Sheikah Deer is planning, says Ida. Amato just looks, and then there's a close-up of a panel where he looks a little bit more intensely. And then Sarada replies with, what do you mean? First Code, now Ida looks like a heap of problems, so what are we supposed to... And then Boruto intercuts, quit holding back, and tell us what our mission is. Shikamaru says, relax, I'm getting to the crucial part now. Ida originally showed up in front of us as Code's ally and collaborator. However, my and Imato's plan bore fruit, and as a result, she cut her ties with Code. Sarada is just stunned by the answer. And it looks like Kawaki replies with, what do you mean? Shikamaru says, essentially, Code is now on his own. He may have regained full power, but he lost his powerful comrades. And then Boruto replies, wow, that's great news. Sarada says, she has cut ties, but then what's Ida's status now? Then Shikamaru says, she's currently heading here to Konoha. And we have a 5-shot panel from right to left, Kawaki, Sumari, Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki. And Kawaki replies with, what the? You mean she jumped ship to our side? Shikamaru says, that's right. And there lies the issue. All skills in Jutsu are powerless thanks to her ability, and the Hokage's power and influence mean nothing to her. she doesn't need to follow anyone's orders. And then we have just a single shot of Ida with some background of people. And then we move on to a panel of just Boruto just looking. And then Shikamaru further explains, and looks like there's a map right behind him, like an imaginary map, if you will, of all the nations of all the lands, from the land of fire, land of sound, land of water, land of earth. You know what it is. So Shikamaru replies, if she wanted to, it wouldn't be difficult for her to take over not just Konoha or the Land of Fire, but the entire world. I'm not exaggerating. That's how much freedom she has. And then Boruto just almost made, well, it looks like in a panel with Boruto, he just gulps at hearing that answer. Oh, this is worrisome. Oh. He doesn't really say that. That's my reaction to that. And so now we have a panel of Shikamaru and also Konoharu. You actually mainly see Konoharu's scarf there. So Shikamaru says, you get it, right? We got to avoid making an enemy out of her at all costs. And to that end, I devised this next mission of yours. So now we have a panel, a 5-shot panel from right to left, Kawaki, Sumire, Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki. Shikamaru now says on this bottom panel, it wouldn't be an overstatement to say that it all hinges on your actions, whether Ida ends up as a friend or foe to Konoha. Sarada answers, what do you want us to do? And we get a skinny little panel of Shikamaru, mainly his eye expression. We're at page 20, and he replies with, cohabitate. And I can tell there's just dead silence with the 5 of them on this panel. Then Sarada just looks like she wants to just sweat bullets here and just replies with, huh? And so Boruto asks, what's cohabitate mean? Mitsuki answers, live together. And then Kawaki has his own stunned expression, with also Sumire over the shoulder eye line here. He replies with, you're kidding, right? Konoharu finally has his line of dialogue and says, not at all. We're being absolutely serious. Listen, it's not going to be like some ultra fun Team 7 boarding house. The only ones cohabitating will be Boruto and Kawaki and Ida. Sarada looks like she just wants to sweat even more bullets here and just says, what? And then Boruto says, what? Kawaki he's just looking, he's just stunned, probably more stunned than anybody else. And so Ida, we go back to a panel with Ida, and she just closes her mouth like she's trying to hide her blushing. And then Imato just looks directly at her and just asks, what's the matter, Ida? Ida replies with, living together from the get-go? Kawaki, we have Kawaki on this panel now. We switch over to Kawaki and Boruto in a 2-shot here. That ain't funny. What for? Boruto says, yeah, we don't have time for fun and games. Sarada then intercuts with, hold on, I think I got it. This mission's goal is... And then we switch to a 3-shot panel with Sarada in the center, Boruto to the right, Mitsuki on the left. She replies with, surveillance, right? And then Kawaki just looks over. And Shikamaru responds with, good intuition, correct. I've already explained Ida's level of risk. Normally, regulations would dictate that she be monitored. However, our usual methods would likely end up getting compromised, because there's a chance that the Watchers would voluntarily do things that are favorable to her. Even if Ida herself didn't deliberately try anything. And we have a silent expression from Sarada just listening. So at this point we're at, now we flip to page 24. In that respect, Otsutsuki won't become captives of her. Thus, Shikamaru explains further, only Boruto and Kawaki can fill those roles. I almost thought he said holes there. Oh man, gotta get together here. Anyway, now we got a two-shot panel of Kawaki and Boruto. So Boruto replies with, so to be her watchdogs, to make sure Ida doesn't stir up mischief. And then Shikamaru says, that's right. In any case, at the very least determine how willing she is to cooperate with Konoha. And so Kawaki asks, what did I do to earn this? Besides, what if she decides she's not on board with this plan? Shikamaru says, if that's the case, she'll have to give up her chance to be allowed inside Konoha. This is a safety measure that we cannot budge on. Then this looks like a more serious look from Shikamaru. We're at page 25 now. Mitsuki, looks like it's Mitsuki's turn to say his own line of dialogue, but isn't that too forceful a starting stance? Shikamaru says, well, we don't want to do anything to piss her off, of course, but we need to draw the line somewhere. Shikamaru then further goes on and says, we'll end up tightening the noose around our own necks if we give her the upper hand with a weak deal. Besides, and Boruto has his own panel just staring back at him, Shikamaru says, I have a feeling that she'll be game about this cohabitation proposal. Sarada just has this questioned expression, and Mitsuki has his turn to say something. Any specific grounds for thinking so? We're at page 26. And it looks like Shikamaru is starting to just sweat bullets himself. It's almost like he almost wants to hesitate to say what he's about to say. And he finally says, it's awkward for me to be saying this, but since it's crucial to the success of this mission, and we switch to a panel and over the shoulder of Shikamaru just looking directly at Kawaki and Sumeri, mainly Kawaki, he says, Ida's got a crush on you, Kawaki. And Kawaki just stares like, And then Boruto is just, his eyes are just wide open and says, what? Sarada asks, for real? We're at page 27 now. Looks like we got a panel of Ida. Looks like you can really see the blushing, even in this black and white ink. You can see the blushing here. And she just has her hands on her face. It's almost like she's really flustered in a flattered way. And Ida responds with another panel with a motto. Aye, he said it. Aw, Shika dear, how could you? Then Amato just has his own panel and says, huh? What happened? What have they been talking about since earlier? Then it looks like Damon was sleeping on his sister's chest, and he says, whoa! Damon responds with, you okay, big sis? Your heart's bumping out of this world. And then we're on page 28, and you see a panel of her Senrigan eye and the blush shading. That's actually brilliant art there. Some blush shading. She says, I might die before we reach to Konoha. And then Namato just has this expression, what is going on? And then Ida says, but don't worry, Damon. It's fine. In fact, it's more than fine. This is exactly what I've been seeking. Right now, I am truly... And then we have a bottom panel that says, fatally in love. Can't wait for like the voice actor to actually be able to do that. That's going to be so so cool to actually see that in action. Anyway, we're on page 29. Amato has this expression on a panel, and then we switch back to Shikamaru with a lot of dialogue here. He says, this is Ida's #1 reason for coming to Konoha. Kawaki. I don't want to intrude on your private life or personal feelings, but just be really careful how you react toward her. I ain't exaggerating when I say that Konoha's future hinges on your conduct. And then Kawaki just stares back. Damn it, for real? Boruto is just stunned by this, and he has his own lines of dialogue that says, hey, any ordinary person crushes on Ida, right? So she's got a huge pool to pick from. Why go after Kawaki, on whom her ability doesn't work? Sumeri is witnessing this interaction here. And then Sumeri says, this is purely a guess on my part, but isn't it a bit distasteful to think that someone likes you because of an innate ability or some jutsu of yours? And then we got individual panels of facial expressions from Boruto and Sarada. And then we also have almost an over-the-shoulder profile of Kawaki. And then Sumeri continues on. I think that Miss Ida, she wants to experience a completely ordinary romance. Good observation. I'm liking Sumeri. I really want to see more of Sumeri. So at this point we're on page 31. We got a panel of Kawaki, Sumeri, Boruto, and Mitsuki. And then it looks like Sumeri continues on, not that I know for sure. And then Mitsuki he has his own panel just looking directly at Sumeri. And then we switch over to Ida with her own panel. Looks like the blushing faded. She still has her Senrigan active, just chilling on the bed couch. It's almost like she's still witnessing this with her ability and hearing this all out into play. So we have a panel of Kawaki. He replies with, I don't get it. That's just plain illogical. Maybe she's stupid. And Shikamaru then intercuts and says, by the way, we should avoid saying bad things about her. Ida can see everything and hear it all. She has those abilities too. And then Boruto, he replies with, what? Kawaki replies, the heck? Sarada says, no way, are you serious? And so Shikamaru says, she might not be watching us this minute, but it seems she can also replay past events, like skimming through a video recording. And then Boruto replies with, for real? That's way beyond cheating. And Kawaki just stares, just speechless. Shikamaru is bottom panel. He replies with, Shikamaru says, at any rate, everything being said here should be considered leaked. Of course I'm disclosing your mission to you knowing that. We're on page 33. Shikamaru says, so the diplomatic maneuvering has already begun. Right, Ida? And then we have a panel of Ida. Looks like how the panel is done brilliantly. You have Shikamaru. You see a profile face shot looking to the left of the panel. And then the very next panel you have Ada tilted down, but in the direction of the right side. It's almost like a versus matchup. You have the white color of Shikamaru, and then you have the dark coloring background of Ida. Some brilliant art. And so Kawaki replies with, so in short, you want us to monitor Ida and play nice with her as much as possible? Shikamaru replies with, yep, that would be most appreciated by we of Konoha. Kawaki replies with, I really don't like this. I'd rather throw myself at Code. Shikamaru replies with, be that as it may, it's downright impossible to nail down that bastard's location. But if we can gain Ida's help, we'll know his movements precisely. Now we're at page 34. Kawaki is just a bit speechless, and then we have, looks like a line of dialogue from Komoharu directly at Boruto. He says, and you, Boruto, your job doesn't consist of just monitoring Ida. You'll be there to mediate between Kawaki and Ida too. Boruto is just stunned, huh? And then there's a little bit more. Looks like this is Shikamaru now talking with a two-shot panel of Komoharu and himself. So Shikamaru says, we can't see Kawaki managing all of this alone, so it might seem overblown, but remember the two of them not hitting it off means that Konoha's future is in peril as well. Boruto replies, no way. And then Shikamaru has his own bottom panel. That's the attitude you should have. Got it? I'm on page 35 now. And then Boruto has like this really, I don't know how to describe this, I guess a puzzled, perplexed facial expression where he just says, this mission is annoying. And then Komoharu says, in addition, Sarada and Mitsuki, you'll be watching the three of them from outside together with me. Shikamaru has his panel with more lines of dialogue. Your main job will be sending us status reports, but you're to jump in and defuse the situation if any trouble breaks out. Wipe your teammates' butts for them as it were. That's kind of funny. And then he continues on, since we have no idea when Boruto might run amok again. And then Mitsuki has his own panel just staring instead of Sarada, and then we have more dialogue from Shikamaru. That being said, how much Ada's influence will affect each of you is still an unknown factor. The sensory unit will be continuously supporting you, but report any odd behaviors you see in each other right away, so we can deal with it. We're at page 36. We have a two-shot panel of Sarada and Mitsuki says, yes, sir. I think that's technically Sarada, but anyway. And then we have Shikamaru with more lines of dialogue. Wow, this is the most I've ever seen him talk, just in general. But anyway. Listen, no matter how difficult a situation you're in, there's an order of priority to the actions you ought to take. The faster you need to determine what that is, and the more extreme the circumstances. As advisor to the Hokage, that's the overwhelming bulk of my work. Thus, to tackle the issues that we need to resolve preferentially, I came up with this plan. Boruto has his, once again, staring contest at Shikamaru in his own panel, and then Shikamaru continues, I'm not asking whether you can do it or not. Rather, it's, will you do it or not? It's a very good point. With that enchantment, I know you can do this because I'm telling you to do it, but the question is, will you do it or not? And so Boruto says, the answer's obvious. And then we have a large panel of all five of them, from Kawaki, Sumiri, Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki. Boruto says, since there doesn't seem to be any option to say no, we're on page 38. Now we're on top of the Hokage Tower here. And Sasuke, now we get to see Sasuke have his own lines of dialogue. It's not just Ida and Kawaki. Boruto is a target of the monitoring too. This is a glorified house arrest, though if you've authorized it, I have no say in the matter. And then we have Naruto just looking at afar on top of the tower. we have more lines of dialogue. Looks like this might be Naruto talking here. He says, both Boruto and Kawaki are the type to rush into a fight even against someone they have no chance of defeating. They wouldn't meekly obey if we ordered them to stand aside. Then Naruto continues on with, by assigning them a mission and giving them responsibility, you put them cleverly under control. It's a very Shikamaru-like ploy. A very good point indeed. Boruto really takes after his dad, where he's gonna go after a guy that is obviously more stronger and get his ass handed to. So, and then Kawaki, yeah, he just charges in like a freaking boss, like a macho man, I'm gonna rip you a new one type of thing. Anyway, we're now on page 39. Naruto continues on with, at least we'll know what they're up to, better than dying who knows where. Sasuke just has no other words to say, he just stares upon. And Shikamaru has his panel here. He says, listen, anything could happen on this mission. There might be times where you won't be able to wait for orders. And then Shikamaru continues to talk, but now we still have like a 5-shot here. Oh, wait a second. Who's that in the background of Boruto? Oh my freaking lord. So it's actually a 6-shot character panel here. So from right to left you have Sumire, Kawaki, Boruto, and just slightly behind Boruto you actually see Momoshiki. You see his hair length and you see his robe. And then Sarada to the left, and then far left is Mitsuki. In such cases, you have leave to play it by ear within your respective role. And now we get a really creepy panel of Boruto, and then it's almost like Momoshiki, he's just staring directly at the profile side of Boruto. It's almost like he wants to hug him from the side shoulder. And then over the shoulder of Momoshiki is Sarada. And it looks like Kawaki, he's able to see Momoshiki. Like he sees the how it's angled here. It's almost like a cowboy up angle up to Kawaki, who can see the robe that Momoshiki would normally wear. So now we're at page 40. And Kawaki, it's almost like he's looking directly at Boruto and Sarada, but clearly he was actually looking, he caught a glimpse of Momoshiki, but now Momoshiki's not there anymore. Then Boruto says, huh? What is it? Kawaki says, just now. And then Sasuke, we switch to Sasuke and Naruto, and Sasuke, he's just looking like literally right behind him downwards, and Naruto's asking him, what's the matter? Sasuke says, never mind. And then there's a caption, this, and there's like these misty clouds that kind of surround Sasuke in his close-up panel. And then we have, looks like a flashback with Sasuke back when he had his Rinnegan, and back on that final battle between Boruto, Naruto himself, and Momoshiki. You see a flashback of the misty clouds, where he's witnessing just time slowing down or stopping, and then you see a panel of Momoshiki just interacting directly with Boruto. And then you get a panel with Sasuke that says, this feeling, it's similar to that day, I wonder. And it's a brilliant panel, just seeing Sasuke's close-up with those captions there. And then we end with the final panel on the bottom, with Ida, Damon, and Amato. Ida says, dear Sheik. She says, Sheik, dear. You have such intriguing ideas. To be continued. Well, I hope you enjoyed that Boruto chapter 73, the voiceover reaction. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, share, click that bell icon so you'll know the next time I post any further reactions, commentary, review. Until next time, same Handsome King content, same Nerdy Bear reactions.